This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the 606 Media Studios, this is the TCSF podcast with Big Z in the house. We got Stevie B from the No Water in the Weekend podcast.
Yes.
We'll have another guest host coming on pretty soon. But, you know, True Chicago Sports Fans is powered by 606 Media. And this is episode 248, the Crosstown Beatdown. It's brought to you by 606 Media, the ultimate source for all things Chicago. Don't forget to swing by 606media.com to snag your official TCSF podcast t-shirt and check out exclusive line called For the Love of Sports. And I should have Steven's No on the Weekend line up tonight. So look out for that and get your merch. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, on the Twitch channel, what are you supposed to do, man?
Smash and subscribe.
That's right. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, please leave us a 5-star review. It means the world to us. Shoot us up on the chart. Shoot us up on the charts. Like if you're on the YouTube, share that link with your friends, and then have them subscribe and have them get the notifications. So every time we do go live, it goes straight to their phone. Every little bit helps. You know, try to keep the lights on here. These expensive lights that are lighting up the.
They look expensive, yeah.
They do. I do. Yeah. I got my walking set of lights too. I'll show you later.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess my mobile studio stuff. Looking for more ways to get involved, support the show with the monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. And as little as 99 cents a month, you can do that. Every little bit helps. We got to pay some bills here, you know?
They never stop, you know?
They keep coming.
When it comes to the first of the month, I really get nervous. You know?
Why? Your grandfather's going to beat you up?
Probably, yeah, with a cane or a bat. I'm thinking he's going to come up here and bring some beers, but no, that's not the case.
What's that movie?
Grandpa's Boy?
No.
Oh.
They're all like gentlemen in England, and they're actually like
The Kingsmen?
Yes.
Yeah, I get
Grandfather's a king. I love that series. It's a good series.
It's fantastic.
It is fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, you can check out the rest of the 606 Media lineup. You got in pod together with myself, Big Z, and I think there's 12 episodes on there. Please catch up on those. They've been doing so well, so thank you for subscribing and sharing. Please remember to subscribe and share if it's your first time going up in there. But tons of great interviews. I think the last one was Joe Sita, a female comedian from Chicago, who's moved out to LA and now is in Chicago right now, I believe, performing. But there's tons of cool stuff on there. Miguel Esparza, who was on a couple weeks ago with us, was my first guest, and that was a can't miss interview. You also have No Water on the Weekend with Steven and Sean, a pop culture podcast serving up funny trivia, film, TV, music, and the latest Chicago-centric happenings. Steve B, what was this last episode? I caught like 20 minutes of it. It was cool.
So my buddy Tori that I met from Blue Collar Happy Hour, he's from LA. He's a Dodgers fan. Funny guy. Yeah. I had him be a guest because Sean was in Denver, right? So I had Tori fill in. He was happy to come on. We talked about his trips to going to Disneyland. We talked about Thunderbolts. We talked about a lot of food stuff. Like Wendy's is creating a new grilled cheeseburger, which is something interesting, and I wouldn't mind trying it. A lot of stuff about Thunderbolts that we talked about, mostly, you know, other things. And the funny part is Sean forgot to give me the SIM card for the audio, so we have to grab it from the episode or from YouTube or whatever. But he tells me that when I'm like 30 minutes in, I was like, he got back to me. He was at a graduation. So I was like,
he was at a graduation. Yeah.
So no, it was good. It was fun. We could have kept talking, could have done 2 hours actually. We're there for an hour and 30. Which was great.
No, that's good. Again, I caught 20 minutes of it and I was in and out. That was Friday night. Yeah, I was very tired from being in the sun because it was that last hot day. I've been 5 days in the sun, burning up.
Oh, I was at the Cubs game on Friday,
Yeah,
and I was exhausted, and I tried to take a nap, but I couldn't fall asleep. And I was in the shade part for most of it, and then yeah. So I'll tell you more once
Once we
we
talk-
once we
yeah,
talk
we'll get
about the Cubs.
Well, everybody strap in. We're going to get ready for an unforgettable ride talking about our Chicago sports. It's what makes the city amazing. So let's get started again. The Cubs swept the White Sox at Wrigley Field. Surprise, surprise. Even this Sox fan told you they would not win a game. I literally called it, and I am not surprised. Now, a couple of things that did happen during this series is that the White Sox had decent pitching coming into the game. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Beto. Thanks, Beto. Good to have you back on, brother. And Thunderbolts was a great movie. Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, fantastic. Steven saw it like 3 times already.
I saw it
Um,
twice, but yeah, I'm going to see it a third time soon.
yeah, definitely the White Sox had some good starting pitching. It just when it came to the bullpen is when it all fell apart. If we break down game by game, first game, which was on Friday, we scored 3 runs. They scored 13. They scored a lot. They scored
We
almost
did.
2 touchdowns for 1 field goal. So, but again, the White Sox jumped on the Cubs in the first inning with a 2-0 lead, and then in the second inning, which it just fell apart from there. It was a lot of
Yeah.
errors, a lot of dumb moves by the White Sox on the defense, which they have been a
Throwing-
lot better on defense. Yeah.
Yeah, like throwing to instead of getting the out at first, they throw it at home and took a risk. I can't remember his name, but then after that, it was just hitting after hitting. So a lot of defensive errors on their side, but
Yeah, and it costs again. You have a lot of young players. They're going to make some mistakes, and these are mental mistakes, which is really frustrating. The physical ones you can deal with. Someone trips and falls, whatever. The ball, hits you in the head. Those are the ones that you're like, okay, whatever. It's a physical mistake. Anybody can have that happen to them. But when it comes to the mental errors, not knowing the situations, where you're supposed to throw, what are you supposed to do in this situation? You take as many outs as you can because the Cubs offense is very potent. One of the best offense in MLB right now, and you cannot give them extra outs. So that's exactly where the game pretty much took off. And then the bullpen just gave up some more runs. And they, ended up with 13-3 run, 13-3 game. Some highlights for the White Sox. Let's see on that game, Miguel Vargas I believe he had 2 home runs that game.
he did.
Again, he has turned around his season from being the guy left on the top of the dugout, staring into the abyss of whatever thoughts he's going through, to now he's made some mechanical fixes to his swing, and it looks like to be working because he just made AL Player of the Week. So congrats to Miguel Vargas. Again, he was pretty much our only offense all week.
Yeah, really. I mean, I think he also had a home run on Saturday too.
Yeah, he had 3 home runs against you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, the Cubs, again, I keep saying, do not give them an inch. They were, I mean, just to speak to it today, they were down in today's game. They've already come back.
Yeah, 7-6 right now against the Marlins.
Right. They were down. They were down 2-0. Then the Cubs came up 3-2, and then Marlins put up 4, and then the Cubs put up 4. So, again,
but that's the issue.
Yeah.
That's what we've been saying all season. It's the bullpen. It's with Justin Steele out, and then you have Shota, out, and it's like, you're scrapping at the bottom of the can for whatever's left that you could have to salvage, and stop the bleeding. But luckily the offense is as strong as we've been saying, and it's just crazy to see how bullpen affects everything. You have to outscore every night if that's the case, because some guys might not have it, and then it's like now the guys who are hitting are getting like burnt out. So not saying that you have to stop playing aggressive, but give the chance and let these guys breathe a little bit. But it was good to see different change in DHs. I'm drawing a blank. A lot of good defensive plays. Pico Armstrong had a great catch behind the back, kind of arm sideways, which was great. But I honestly think for most of the series was because of the wind. The White Sox had difficulty with the wind, it looked like.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
was
'cause a lot
crazy
of the
wind
guy-
out there.
Yeah, like a lot of guys on Friday, like, you know, it's kind of hard. It was windy, and then we had that dust storm on that Friday. So it was getting ready. It was just crazy. And then I had a lot of fun. I got there. I wasn't expecting to go originally going to the game. My buddy Matt texted me. He's like, "Hey, I got tickets." And the night before I told him, like, let's go. And he wasn't sure because he had Mayday Parade tickets backstage. So he had a long day. He actually went. He tried to convince me to go, but I told Tori that we were doing the show. So I was like, I can't do that. I already made plans with him. I can't cancel on him. So yeah. And I got there. First thing I had was 2 almost iced teas with with alcohol in it. I'm not going to name the beverage, but I had 2 of those. I didn't even eat breakfast yet. So I woke up, rallied, took a shower, went over there, smashed a cheeseburger. Then I had 2 seltzers, and then it was great. And then I came home, tried to relax, but I was burnt. And like, I still had some of the redness from there. And I was outside during the day, which is weird because I'm never outside. I don't touch
you're
grass.
like a vampire, right?
So,
go
but yeah, other than that, it was great. Where I was in 329R, so I was at the top of row 2. Funny story: there was this two guys in front of us. One was a White Sox fan, the other one was a Cubs fan, and the Cubs fan went to go and like smack the guy's hand, like, you know, like, look at that. Well, he had his phone out in their front row of the 329 section, slapped the phone out of his hand, fell over the balcony, fell down, hit some guy in the head, and the phone was destroyed. And the guy was like, I just bought that phone like 3 days ago. And he had no Apple insurance, which was crazy. So that was a rough start because that was, I think, the second or third inning that happened. And I was like, wow.
Which is nuts because everything is cashless, right? So let's say he doesn't have a wallet with him, right? He just has his ID, but everything you pay with your Apple phone, which is Apple Pay, whatever. So imagine like you can't go home, you can't order an Uber,
no,
you can't buy food, you can't buy beer. That dude is screwed.
Yeah, no, he turned it off and then tried turning it back on, and the screen was going green, but it was mostly the back that mostly cracked. But he had a case on it, but that case didn't hold up for it. So I mean, you're falling that amount of feet down to the first floor.
Yeah, those
that
Apple phones are not made for that.
Yeah. But other than that, it was a great game. And then towards the end of the 8th and 9th, the sun kind of creeped up on our side. And that's where I got some of the sun. But it was a hot one. And now look, it's like 50 degrees, 55 degrees outside today.
It's decent. It's the hoodie weather. Yeah, I'm fine with the hoodie weather for a little bit longer.
Yeah. The Cubs played great. So
they did. Yeah, we'll talk about one more game after this. But Beto is chiming in saying he noticed Presley's been pitching in the 7th inning. Take it that Council doesn't trust him as a closer. Not at all.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he has it right now. We paid him a good amount of money too, and he just doesn't look like he has his stuff. Yeah, he's
going to closer by committee, whoever he feels is ready to do that, and that's definitely not Ryan Presley, even though they paid him a lot of money to do that. Game 2 ends up in a 6-2 win for the Cubs. Right? That was Sunday.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that was Sunday.
I think it was, that was 5-3,
3-7,
3-7.
Again, the White Sox jumped off and get a run in the beginning, in the first inning, then give up 4, and then they score, and then they score again and give up 2. It's just the Cubs offense is just really good, and it starts with Pete Armstrong, who's taking over the leadoff spot for Ian Happ, who should be coming back pretty soon, which means everybody's going to be pushed down. The kid's a monster. The kid's got some speed. He's got swagger. He's got pop in his bat now. He is what makes the Cubs go, and it's exciting to watch this player. And if you had a time machine, you'd probably go back and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna put $100 on him to win MVP." of the league. Now it's a lot less. I think it was like 3,000 to 1 or something. Now it's like, I don't know, a lot less, like 600 to 1 or something, or 300 to 1. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, that would have been a good bet to do. Let's look. He's hitting 290.
Yeah.
290 with 12 home runs, 38 RBIs, and 53 hits.
And I looked at the home run status where he falls in, and he's like not that far off. He's still in the top 10. I mean, there's a lot of players that are, tied for second, tied for third, tied for fourth, whatever, but he's still up there. I think Aaron Judge has the most with 16, or Ohtani has 16, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, look, what I'm looking at is he's gonna be named to the All-Star game. Whether he starts or not, it depends on how hot he continues to play. And it is a popularity contest. That's the only thing that's wrong with the with these All-Star games, that fans get to vote in.
Are you going to vote for him?
Yeah, definitely. I'm so old. I used to pick up the pamphlet at the games, and you actually punch through holes through the.
Really, I didn't know that.
And they had like boxes, like bins, ballot boxes, and you just dump your stuff in there, and you can vote as many times as you want, whatever. And now it's all electronically, and
you can only use one email, and unless you have like 10 emails.
Yeah.
So I will say this: it also helped on Saturday's game. The Cubs stole 6 bases on the White Sox. So I mean, if you're stealing bases like that and moving guys over and getting a pop fly out to outfield, you're getting a score run in. And I think stealing bases is one of the main keys. That I think is also one of the main reasons why they're so successful at batting, and how they.
Swanson had 2 himself, and he's not really that big of a base stealer, but he was three at bats, 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, an RBI, and a home run, and he stole 2 bases. Like, the dude did it all by himself, and that's not really typical of Dansby Swanson. He's also been batting lower in the batting order, just because I think he really needs to earn his stripes. And
he does have 10 home runs.
It was surprising, and maybe that he was playing hurt last year. He did have surgery on I don't know what, but he did have surgery last year. So hopefully he's fine, he's healthy, and he can stay for the long run. But again, this team, top to bottom, best offense, and it showed again in Game 3. Again, the Cubs jump up 1-0. The Sox tie with a home run at Tim Elko with a nice shot. The rookie gets another home run, and then the bullpen comes in, and bam, the Cubs score 3 runs, and then another run, and it's like you can't give this team an inch. You can't. You really just can't, and it showed. Pico Armstrong, 4 at bats, 2 runs, 2 hits, no walks, no home runs, but he had a triple. He legged out a triple. He was a monster on the bases, and it's just like he's so fast.
Yeah,
he is so fast. Kyle Tucker, he got 1 hit on 4 at bats. He's still not, I think he cooled off, and it's okay. The rest of the guys have been pulling his weight up, so it's not really a big thing. Ivan in the house. What's up? Nicky Lopez will probably get DFA'd because you got Matt Shaw that's been brought up today. So it's like you really have a lot of weapons on offense, and the pitching has been great with Colin Ray. You had who was the other pitcher the other day? That was Boyd. Matthew Boyd has stepped up. So definitely you've got some guys that have been stepping up in the absence of losing 2 horses, 2 studs in your pitching rotation. And we were like, try to get somebody. It's a little early to try to get somebody because the price might be super high.
Yeah.
But these guys are stepping up. The pitching's been good. The hitting's been amazing. But we do know baseball. It goes in streaks. It goes ups and downs, right? Your hitting's not going to be there, and your pitching's going to be there for a little bit. It's going to go in a slump, right? So right now, you have the easiest schedule going from this point to the end of the season. I'm not saying to overlook anybody, because anybody can be anybody in MLB. But right now, the Cubs should run away with the division easily.
Yeah, I mean, even on Sunday, Horton pitched 5 innings, 7 hits, and 3 errors. So, I mean, if you're getting 7 innings out of a guy, that puts less pressure on, the middle part of the bullpen.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about, losing a game. But, Shane Smith for the White Sox, he pitched 5 innings with 7 hits and 1 error. I mean, the guy was still pitching great, but I guess, it just gassed out, right? So, I mean, like you said, it's a young team. They're learning again with pitching, but I mean, I was worried the first game on Friday. I'm not going to lie, because I was like, man, these guys are going to get too cocky and blow it. And I'm also at the game, and I'm like, anything could happen. And then once we got like 7, 8, then we got to like 13. I was like, oh, I'm good now. I'm 2-2 for the record so far this season. But yeah, I just also think that it's been a lot of fun watching these guys play this weekend. I think the atmosphere in the city was also great. When I went on Friday, there wasn't that many White Sox fans. It was mostly just all Cubs fans.
Because they were working.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But you got to support. Well, even on Saturday.
They were working. What's the excuse for their home games then? Where the fuck are they during the weekend? I don't see them anywhere.
Well, you're there.
You're
there.
Oh, no.
You're reporting live.
I'm over there sitting. I'm like, where are these people? There are no Sox fans there. There's like a couple hundred Sox fans.
Oh my God, you exaggerate. A couple hundred. There's a couple thousand. Yeah. But you know what? It was a fun series. And let me tell you the truth. If I could watch the Cubs games, because I don't have marquee, I'm not buying marquee. But if I can watch the Cubs games, I would watch the Cubs game, because this team is so exciting to watch. There's not a game that you feel that they're out of it. If they're down 7 runs, you feel like, hey, they're going to come back. They have that 2015, 2016 feel where you're like, they're not out of it. We got time. We got guys that can do some damage. So it's great for the Cub fans. The only thing that's really going bad for the Cub fans is that the Cardinals have been hot. They had won 10 straight or something like that. Now they're 8-2 in the last 10. So the Cubs didn't really gain that much ground. They're only 2 games ahead of the Cardinals. They're 4.5 again above the Reds, and the Brew Crew is 6 behind, and the Pirates are just in a dumpster fire. They also fired their coach. So yeah, I mean, for me, the Cubs are going to have a good season as long as everyone can stay healthy. Shota should be back in about 2 weeks, so that should give you a nice little boost at the end of June. Again, this is going to be a good time, and they're going through.
He starts throwing off the mound on Friday. The broadcast.
Yeah,
mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be back. He should get like a rehab start, at least one, just to see where he's at, and just bring him up. Again, you're playing the Marlins, then you go to
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. You got the Rockies, and then the Reds again. So I mean, if you can't build yourself at least a 5-game lead by the end of those series, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm happy to see where we're at right now. Again, the ballpark's always been filled, especially this weekend because everyone's there. But I think every day, like you said, I think this team looks like 2015 when they get really close to the NLDS. But you can't win a World Series if you don't have good starting pitching and middle bullpen. I mean, I get it. There's hot streaks and people could be locked in, but I'm just crossing my fingers that I just want to be in the playoffs. That's all I want. And playoffs are around my birthday, and I want to be able to watch a playoff game. Cheers, happy birthday to me, and just be happy for a day.
Be happy for a day? That's it? Just one day?
Just one day. So, but no, I do have a lot of White Sox stuff that I did want to talk about. Some things that I heard that might be happening at the ballpark, if you didn't already know.
I think I know what you're talking about. I have it on cue. Go ahead.
Well, the White Sox, I made last week a lot of jokes about the Pope. And
yeah, you did.
I meant every one of them. So, but that being said, Mass, they're going to have a service for the Pope on June 14th at Wrigley Field. Okay. Desperate. Try to get people to the game. Okay. 2, the White Sox are making the seats where the Pope sat at 2015. They're gonna laminate those seats where he was at.
They're gonna put.
Why not?
Why not? You got to capitalize on everything that you can, right? If the White Sox do something right, it's called marketing.
They just gave the Pope a Bears jersey. They're gonna do whatever they can to market the Pope.
Yeah, that was fake. It was from Fanatics. It was a cheap off version.
I don't understand that joke, but all right.
Well, because never mind. Politics. They don't pay for anything classy.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I smell desperation just to get people to go. I don't know.
Desperation.
I don't think they have to capitalize it on it,
right.
Steven. Like he's a Sox fan. Like the Bears are going to do the same thing. The Cubs are still going to have him, even though he's not a Cubs fan. If he wants, like they're still going to do shit for him. Like everybody in Chicago is going to do shit for him, and you got to understand that.
It's smart, and they also put a mural in section 141 in that one section. They unveiled it today. A nice little mural there. Of the Pope.
Now, if they put him on the wall, like they did Aparicio and all the old Sox players, that's something different. Then I'd be like, wait a minute. Yeah, right. But I mean, marking the seats, yeah, why not? That's cool.
Yeah, let me see if I can recover this.
What are they going to be? Purple?
Start selling black and silver Pope hats.
That's not bad. We're on to something. I'll take White Sox money.
People are already dressing, going to the White Sox as the Pope. It's just like a phenomenal, funny thing to do, right?
Right.
Yeah, there were 6 of them in the outfield on Friday.
Yeah, they were all together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on the screen. Let's see if I can pull up an overlay.
6 Popes in the outfield.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this, Ivan. Let me pull as soon as it loads up. I'm going to show you really quick. There it is. You see that? So they in section 141, they have like a wall there. So they actually put a mural up there and they unveiled his jersey. Now it's the hottest selling jersey in MLB right now.
The Pope?
The Pope jerseys, it's outselling so many other jerseys right now. It's ridiculous. Now it's not. You can't buy a jersey that says the Pope with number 14 on it. You have to get it custom made now because they have to find a way to get permission from the archdiocese so that way they can get a cut of whatever. Yeah, exactly. So that's all it's all about. It's all about. So it's like, well, they got to figure it out, and they will, So I think that's
Chicago cool. At the end of the day,
right?
You know I mean? Like somebody's got to get a cut somewhere.
Yeah, someone's got their hand down. I got to pay up. Got to pay up.
Someone needs to hand the cookie jar.
Yep. What's up, Israel? I know we see you right there. We see you. Let's see. It's business. It is always business. The White Sox. What else? I had some other. Would you have something else for the White Sox? I have one more thing before you, if you have anything.
No,
else.
I had those 2 things. Pretty much.
Looks like there's a pitcher, former Brewer and Met. His name is Adrian Hauser. He was just released from his minor league contract this season from the Texas Rangers. This last time he pitched, he had like an 8 ERA. Again, this is just an arm to fill in before the kids come up. I'm not nothing. There's nothing to get excited about. I'm more excited about how Tim Elko is showing his power. He's got 2 home runs already. Chase Mydroff has been doing so well. Especially now that they have him leading him off. I'd like him at the leadoff spot. Doing very well. Vargas, player of the week. So there is some highlights for the White Sox and the White Sox fans. It's just that you're going to lose a lot of games because this team is not equipped. I think they're
Vargas. I'll tell you this: Vargas might be on his way out if he keeps playing like this.
Yeah, you flip him.
Exactly. He might be a guy that's on his way out. Like he's a young player.
Don't you need a third baseman?
I was thinking that the other day. But Matt Shaw just hit a double and he just smoked one up the middle. So I think we're good on that right now. But I do like him because he can play outfield as well.
Yeah,
I-
he
like,
can-
But we
I
have a
I-
lot of people outfield
and,
already.
and that's the thing. But that's the thing. The Cubs, I don't think the Cubs are going to be able to do it now that I see how Matt Shaw has adjusted. Well, it is the Marlins, but they're
Right.
going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I don't think that's going to happen. But another team, who needs third baseman help? Who needs outfield help?
Mhm.
If he keeps hitting the ball like he's been, I think you flip him because let's be honest, a smart team would sign him, but you're not a smart team. And that's not being facetious. That's not being, funny at all. Like, I cannot see Jerry signing this guy long term.
No.
Even not even for big money, just like, hey, what about a 2-year extension? And we keep you, see what we could do next year with you. I don't think that's the play that because he'll ask you for a little bit of change, and that's not what the Sox do.
No, it's really not. And I'm looking up his contract right now. See, he's not getting paid much anyway. So why are you guys worried about him?
Well, he'll
No.
like I said, he'll ask you for the money if he's if he becomes available.
He's
You know what I'm
still on his
saying?
rookie deal. He's still on his rookie deal.
How many years he got?
Oh, he's done after this one.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is he keeps hitting like this. You think you're gonna fucking sign him long term? I don't
He's
think
under
so.
he'll be under arbitration, which means the Cubs. I mean, no, it's Cubs. The White Sox will have to offer him a contract or non-tender or trade him. So again, if he hits well, you trade him, and you're not losing any money. You don't have to worry about the rest of them. They'll do the signing on their side. Yeah, and then he's got arbitration at the age of 27. So we still have control for another 2 years. It's just they will offer him a contract based on his performance, and because his performance is high. Hey, they got money. Shit. They got money. They don't spend nothing. The only thing they spend on Benintendi is the last time they spent any money. So they'll be all right.
I don't know. I just don't trust him. How's that? Like that? We can all agree on that. We just don't trust him because Vargas would be a nice fit if he grew into a young team like the Sox. But
I think if they keep him for the next 2 years after this year, because they have the rights to him, he's gonna walk no matter what after that, and that's probably when the White Sox will be, turning it around. So, or hopefully, because I don't know if I can take a couple more years of this crap.
Well, I'll say
I mean,
this.
it's gonna be like that for at least another 10.
How do you mute this guy?
I'll say this. I agree. I can see the Cubs and Sox working together at the trade deadline because of your young pitching right now. I could see some of that playing it where they take maybe some of the guys that are one of your guys, not some, one of your guys that is doing well and put them in a bullpen position or maybe a middle relief position because they're young. Like you want to get them with Tommy Hotovy. You want to get them acclimated, but I could see that happening. As far as hitting is concerned, I don't see why we would need to go ahead and, exhaust any of our resources in the farm system because we have a pretty good hitting club right now.
Yeah, your team is doing well on the hitting side. We were worried about third base all season. Hopefully, Matt Shaw is the answer to satisfy the Cub fans there. I still think you need another arm in the bullpen or two. I still think you might need another starting pitcher, just a number 5 guy, something you can get for super cheap. Again, you start picking off the Pirates and the White Sox, and there's nothing on Colorado you want to take off. Maybe even the Angels. You look at those bottom feeding teams right now and see if they got any pitching talent that you can plug in for 1 or 2 innings in the bullpen. That's what you got to do. You got to start pillaging off all these other people.
I will say this, Israel. Patrick Wisdom is playing in Japan, or he's playing somewhere out there.
He's in Korea. I think he might be in Korea.
Yeah, Korea. Yeah. So he's not coming back, and I don't. I know he's playing well over there, but yeah.
Hey, Ivan, you should sign Trevor Bauer.
I would be great with that.
I just told my buddy that same fucking thing.
You take a flyer on him.
Before I jumped on, but this is the thing. There's the Ricketts family, and there's the Sister Ricketts. And I don't know if Sister Ricketts is down with that because of the situation, regardless of what happened, because of how it looks, regardless if he's innocent or not, because of the optics. I don't believe they'll do it because
Adrolis Chapman.
I get it. No, I get it. But
Yeah, he was caught
know.
fondling an older woman somewhere on the
That was
couch.
his mom.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know if that is the same in right now because of the accusations. Even though
he was acquitted, he didn't get no charges. Everything was fine.
I get it personally, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
It sucks because
he should be on a fucking team right now.
He should be on a team, and it just really sucks. It's like he didn't gamble, he didn't hit nobody, he didn't do none of that.
I think he did exactly what you wanted him to do, and I'm sorry to say it, but when it comes to like sex stuff, people have their own. People have their things, man.
Yeah,
and
people have their quirks.
And I'm not trying to go ahead and like condemn you for whatever. All I'm saying is this particular situation, this was consensual,
right?
By all accounts, and there's proof that she was wanting to fuck him over.
Yeah,
she should be in jail.
She should be in jail, and he should have a job, right?
And he should have a job in the major leagues.
This is a weird world that we're living in. Let me check. I should check on the Whitesox. I know they're losing, but let's see. I mean, it's still a tight game. It's 1-0 against the Mariners. It's just we either have hitting or we don't have pitching. It's whatever. That's all right. We'll take a quick break, and on the flip side, Steven's going to tell us about the Blackhawks news right there, and then I'd love to have Ivan on for this. Because we're going to talk Chicago Sky and Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And I can't wait for Ivan to give me his take on what happened this weekend. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hey there, Chicago enthusiasts. Are you ready to take your fandom to the next level? The True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast has got you covered with some serious cool merch that screams Chicago pride. From cozy sweaters to trendy tank tops, we got it all. Show off your love for the city with our iconic red, white, and blue logo, or stand out with our exclusive collection for the love of sports. Whether you're lounging at home, breaking a sweat at the gym, or cheering on your team at a game, our gear is a must-have for all you diehard Chicago sports fans out there. Don't hesitate. Visit bonfire.com/store/606-media-store/, or simply just click the link in the description and snag your gear ASAP. Get ready to make some noise. Show your pride and embrace the Chicago spirit with True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast merch. Designed for you, the ultimate fan, for the love of sports. Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Water on the weekend.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with Big Z in the house. We got Stevie B from the No Water Weekend podcast, and we got Ivan from the Tape Never Lies Network. Stevie B, what's going on with the Blackhawks?
Well, we might have a new coach in the works right now. So it's Jeff Bashil. Bashil? Yeah. Currently, he's the assistant coach in Tampa Bay, working under John Cooper. He runs the defense and penalty kills with the Lightning, and he's a good friend with Cooper. So, I mean, we need some defense on this team. I think we've said it multiple times in the season that defense is key to winning games because we blow the leads every single time.
Having Knight in between the pipes is going to be crucial next year, too, I feel like.
Yeah, they said he's a serious contender. This is the Chicago Blackhawks, Twitter account saying he's a serious contender in Chicago, possibly that one of the reasons they have a bit of a delay is someone who is in central to the process with the Blackhawks, was not available at the end of last week. So they're pushing for this guy and see if they're going to make it official. And see and go from there. But I think that's exciting news. He's not an old guy, but he still knows his stuff. He's been in the league doing a lot of his coaching and being in different positions in the league and going from team to team. So he probably has a lot to bring to the Blackhawks. Hopefully he brings us above 500 record, which would be great. I'll even take one game over 500, to be honest with you, at this point. But yeah, he looks like a serious contender, and I think we're just waiting to hear when that breaking news is that he is going to be the new coach. So maybe he is. I don't know. I don't see any other prospects besides him, really. But I think he might be the actual guy.
I hope so. I hope they make a decision. I really think that they need a new voice in there. And they need someone who has the pedigree of actually being a good teacher, at the same time being a good leader. You have a lot of young guys, and they really need to be pushed. Patrick. What was it? Kane? I was going to say Kane. Jesus. Bedard. Yeah. Definitely needs some help. Israel Sherman saying the Blackhawks need to have a very successful draft this year. They will. They have the third pick. Pick the kid from Boston College with the third pick, and then pick a really good goalie with the 29th pick.
Yeah, I mean, we just got
I would say defense before you do a goalie, but we need a lot more defensemen.
I would say we just got King, the guy from the Panthers. We just got him Shields. And I'm thinking, like, he's a great guy, let him work with. He came in, like, midway through the season or towards the end, really.
Yeah.
And, had a lot of starts. He played really well. It's just defense needed to help him out, He got guys skating really fast, shooting that puck, with different tricks and hat tricks and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. I do want to say it's going to be the 100-year anniversary, 1926 for next season. So 2026. So look out for marketing stuff with that. They're going to probably have a new jersey for next season. And there goes my wallet. But no, it's going to be great. They celebrate 100 years, which they're just as old as the Bears, which is pretty cool that they're, similar, like I think 4 or 5 years difference. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the next season goes. I think, we're all waiting for that. Right now, the playoffs are going off right now. But felt really bad for the Maple Leafs. That one sucked. For them, because they're always like, they'll get there and then they'll just fall, and the fans went crazy throwing jerseys into the ice, like
really,
literally. Yep. Because they only scored 1 goal. Yeah.
I don't get to watch much playoff hockey just right now, so let's see.
They'll fucking be back.
Right. What is there to do?
That's only one of their 80 fucking Leafs jerseys that I'm sure they own.
Yeah.
Come on now. They'll be back.
I will say this. Duncan Keith was in Chicago this past weekend. He threw out one of the first pitches.
Well, that's right. The Cubs had him throw out.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew says he'll be in Chicago.
Oh, mid-June. Nice.
Yeah, nice. All right. Are we ready to do this Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's see. I'm not good at this. I know Ivan's really good with the StreamYard, but I'm gonna hit the present button, share screen. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do that one. Let's see, is it sharing? All right, looks like it's sharing. There you go.
On a 3. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese. Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark. Afterwards has something to say as Clark.
All right, I want to rewind that because I want you to see what she does first.
Too strong on a 3.
She literally cleared the pathway, pushing
Clark pushes Angel Reese.
number 0. Yeah, so look.
Yeah, like the elbow right there.
So, yeah, right. So you saw that she clearly pushes the player, the Fever player prior to get the pass to go up and try to get those 2 points. But if you also see Caitlin Clark say, "Hey man, what the fuck?" Like she just shoved the shit out of my player. So as a good teammate, Caitlin went over there, didn't let her take a fucking easy ass layup after pushing the shit out of her girl. and fouled her. And it wasn't even an egregious foul. That
played the
shit
ball.
was like, that was a basic ass foul. She played the fucking ball.
Yep.
And Angel Reese is a fucking crybaby. She's a crybaby. She's a princess that is not a good basketball. She's not good. She's not better than fucking Caitlin Clark.
Nobody is.
She could be in the WNBA because she's tall and maybe because she could get her own fucking rebounds. But she's not as good as Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark did what a leader does and defended her fucking teammate. And it wasn't even egregious.
It was not. It was a basketball play. And if you watch the press conference afterwards, because they upgraded, because that player that got pushed went over to Angel Reese and they got into it. So they both got technicals. So I guess in the WNBA, if you get a technical, you get fined. Clark's like, no, honey, don't worry about it. I got your fine. You're good. Don't worry about it. That's a leader. That's a leader. He knows I got to have her back because she's got to have my back. And it kind of reminds me of like when Jordan was young, he didn't have an enforcer until until Oakley came along. And then Oakley was over there, don't touch Jordan because I will kick your ass kind of thing. That's what that's what happened. Same thing with we had Kane and Taves and we had Bufflin. Don't you touch those boys because Bufflin go get you. Right. And they did the right thing by getting her players that can match up with these tall girls, but also defend her. And then Caitlin Clark's the dog. Let's just be honest about it. She is a dog. And guess what? She's 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. First game, it's a freaking triple-double. Can you imagine if you would have put some money on that, what you would have got? I know Dave Portnoy did. You got paid for doing that.
Well, I think with Angel Reese, just bet the under on points. So
bet the over on rebounds.
Yeah.
Bet the under on points. That's
Yep.
that's Angel Reese.
And shoot threes. Put the under on threes. I would say under three.
Over on threes. Put the over. Oh, sorry. Put the over on misses.
Yes.
Right.
Put the over
Right.
on misses. Sorry.
Yeah, Israel, have a good one. Yes, go Cubs, go all the way. Have a great day tomorrow.
Yeah. Good job. Take care, Israel. Oh, yeah. BJ Armstrong's going to be the assistant GM over in Sacramento. Good for him. Good for him.
Everyone's getting a freaking job, not just in the NBA. But no, speaking of
a couple.
No, I'm fine. I have 2 interviews that I went this week, so they went well. But no, I honestly, I think with the WNBA, and it's crazy that they made that the opening game.
Of course, they made that the opening game.
Yeah,
the media is driving this.
Yeah,
the media is driving this. Those two, Caitlin gives no F's about Angel Reese. It's not even in her galaxy.
And then they got blown the fuck out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
93-58.
You got blown the fuck out. Like, I would be more concerned because people were thinking, oh, the Sky upgraded. Did they? Did they fucking upgrade? Did they upgrade? I don't know if you could, if Angel Reese doesn't have like above like another step, she doesn't take another step in her game this year, she's going to be criticized next year. It's going to have to come because there's no way you can still be making the same types, having these same types of misses and being the same type of player. After year 2, unless the Sky aren't developing you right, that'll probably be the next excuse. But I just don't think that she's that type of player. I don't think she's that good.
She is. I don't think she's that good. I think if you had all off season, the thing is that she played in that other league, that 3-on-3 league, and it's like you could have scored 100 points on that one easily if you're standing next to the rim. And I don't understand how you're missing right next to the rim if you're that tall.
So there's an article that came out that Angel Reese made history on opening night. Sarah was a bright point at Reese became one of the quickest players in WNBA history to record at least 450 points and rebounds. Now she has 474 and 463 rebounds to her name. I don't know how that's possible, but
I'm looking for that player. I forgot her name. She was on the Sky. She was a dog, and she was like leading them in scoring. And now she's playing overseas. They just I don't know what she did or said about the WNBA, but she's no longer playing in the WNBA. Now she's playing overseas, and she's leading in scoring over there wherever she's playing.
Who's that?
I forgot the name of the player. What girl? The depth chart. Let's see. No injuries or walk-ins. Rebecca, no. Camila Cardoso hasn't shown up either. She had 7 points and 7 rebounds. The team. No, I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about going to a Sky game.
Who was the one that fouled Kelly Clark?
Oh, that's right. Oh, Kennedy or Chanity.
Yes.
Carter or some shit.
Kelly Carter, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's playing overseas now because I don't know what happened.
Because nobody wants her in the NBA, WNBA. That's why. Like,
But she can score. She's a hooper. But I think it's that
they might be paying her more. I'll say this: they might be paying her more.
Facts. Yeah, the WNBA. I think it's their salary is like 78,000, something like that. It's pathetic. But
either way, people were saying she was a goon anyway out there.
Yeah, she was a goon, but she was.
What's a goon to a goblin? What's a god to a non-believer? You know.
Oh man! All right, so this was rolling around in Chicago radio today, and with the city's two favorite teams. If you were to only have one, and you have to pick only one guy that you would invest all your money to bring you happiness, maybe a championship, but to be the bigger star, essentially. So you're gonna have to pick between one or the other. Are you gonna go with PCA or Caleb Williams? Steve B.
Oh man. Wow. That's I'm gonna say PCA. Just because of the fact right now that I know what he's doing. I don't know what Caleb's going to be doing this season. I hope that he takes off and runs and messes with the NFL and gets awards and does all these great things. But I think PCA, and here's the thing, it might be a hot take, but I think we're not going to extend Tucker because the PCA is doing so well. And we're just going to have Suzuki, come back and take that position. So I think what the Cubs are probably thinking hey, we got Tucker now. PCA is playing great. He's hitting more than Tucker in home runs. Why, we got his stud right here. So why go and keep another guy? I think that's what's going to happen. But I'm going to put my
Steven, do you know what's better than one stud? Two studs.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Two lefty hitting studs.
Right.
That the Cubs have never had. Right. The Cubs have never had these types of lefty bombers that they like.
If the Ricketts don't want to spend the money, I'll write the check out. I have no problem writing that thing out with their checkbook.
We got to help out. We got to get a GoFundMe for the
That's
Ricketts.
That's
biblical losses.
Angel reshot.
No, I'm using their checkbook and writing it out. I'm not using my money. I'll spend their money. No problem.
Give me that shit, Tom.
Yeah, give me that, Tom. And you know what? Go make me a sandwich while you're done. I want some chicken strip fingers in here too.
Ivan, you said Caleb.
Well, come on, man. I can't. I love, and I agree with everything Steven said. PCA to me he's having the year I want Caleb to have, right? As a second year player. This is the type of year I would love for Caleb to have. And granted, it is early, but I just feel like Caleb Williams, and if he's able to go ahead and take that next step this season, I think it's definitely him because of the Bears, because they haven't had a superstar. The Cubs have had superstars. The Sox have had superstars. The Bears have never had a superstar. Sid Luckman, I got the damn book right here. He's got a book. Sid Luckman was the last prolific, and I mean guy that throws. Jim McMahon was awesome, but I'm talking about prolific. And I don't know if we ever had that type of guy, like in the modern era. Period. Cutler wasn't it. Cutler did some good things. Cutler wasn't it. Kramer had a great year. He only lasted a certain amount. We haven't had a franchise quarterback who's going to do it year in and year out. And I just see I see all the talent and all the want to in Caleb Williams. What they did to him last season, fucking shame on that entire staff. Somebody needed to have the balls and step up. And it wasn't fucking Eberflus. It wasn't fucking Waldron. Nobody had the balls to step up and be like, yo, what is going on? Why is Caleb on his own watching film? Why aren't you right next? Why aren't you guys and come to my house, Caleb? We're watching film tonight. That's what we're doing. No, you can't. No, we're not. Why are you going out with your girlfriend, Caleb? Somebody needed to be on his ass, and nobody was. And that's
they did it
fucking
for Hard Knocks.
bullshit.
They did it for Hard Knocks, and that was the last time.
That was the last time they did it. All for show.
Think about it, how well he played, given the circumstances, and given that he taught himself the offense.
That's what I'm saying, man. I think this season it's got to be better than last season for the simple fact that he's going to be taken care of.
Yes.
In a way that we expected him to be last season, and he wasn't. He simply wasn't. But like I said, I love both of these guys. You're telling me to pick one. I screw you, but I love them both. I just PCA.
Big C, who are you gonna pick?
PCA is amazing. Go ahead.
I don't have a horse in this race, but I would probably go Bears. I would go Caleb just because when the Bears are really good, the city is just humming. It's just so cool. Everyone's got their Bears gear. Everyone's out. Everybody's a Bears fan here, okay?
Everyone's just drinking, having nachos, having some wings.
Yeah. We may argue as Cub and Sox fans, but someone said something about go Packers, and then we're just gonna go beat them up, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. That's like saying go Packers while they have a hot dog with ketchup on it. You go beat them up. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the Chicago way. You pick up your dips chair and you beat the crap out of them. And
then you slap them over the head with a bottle of Malort, so it's just the way it is, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Before we get out of here, what you're watching really quick, Stevie B?
Yeah. What I'm watching, I did watch Murder Robot on Apple TV. That is a very interesting show. It's very sci-fi, if you like sci-fi. There's 3 episodes out right now. They're about 45 minutes long. But they go really fast. And this guy, I've never seen him in anything before. But it's really good. It's on Apple TV. So if you have that, and then Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm.
Yep.
I am watching that now. And I was like, man, I should go to Naperville. I'm like, I should go to Naperville. But it's fantastic. John Hamm's awesome. The car he drives is amazingly cool. His wife, his ex-wife, Olivia Munn. Oh my God.
Yeah, Olivia Munn.
She was one of my favorite X-Men of all time. But no, Olivia Munn. Oh my God. And then some of the other ones are okay, but they're not but some of these, that one guy that Olivia Munn was married to, the big old horse guy. Yeah. Oh my God. Are you going to cheat on her? Oh, what an idiot.
Yep. What an idiot. Yeah, definitely.
Just because you have the cow at home and you got the milk, why do you want to go grab why do you want to go somewhere else and get the milk when you got the what are you doing to me, man?
You already got the milk. Why do you want more milk?
Yeah, it's Amanda Pete. Amanda Pete is his wife. Yeah. No, those definitely
Cubs
good shows. Yeah, they lost.
Yep.
No.
Holy Jesus.
It was 2 outs. Two outs,
and they left them in. They left Palencia in because they don't have a fucking closer and they don't know who to fucking use. That's why.
Yeah, well, you did buy one, and he's useless.
I don't even know if you.
They're using him in the 7th inning now.
Yeah, Presley. Yeah, using him in 7th inning because you can't trust him either. Yeah, definitely watching those two things. I'm also watching Mobland with Pierce Bronswin. What
With Tom Hardy?
Yes, and Tom Hardy.
Yes.
That's a great show on, I believe that's Paramount.
Yes.
Definitely a good show. It takes a while to get the accents for you to click it, but if you've been watching Peaky Blinders and other stuff like that, you should be fine. Definitely watching that. Let's see, did I watch anything else? I think that's The Last of Us.
I stopped watching that.
It's
I'm gonna
really good.
I'm gonna be a dad.
The memes are amazing because they shave her head.
Yeah, it's funny. I stopped watching because I felt it was going too fast pace. Right. But I get it. Pedro, he's a busy guy. He's got, Doomsday, Fantastic Four stuff he's got to do. So, this show, it could go. He's got other things more important he's got to take care of.
He's been done with the show.
And he's got Mandalorian and Grogu. So, yeah, this guy has other things to work on that, if he died, I'm like, all right, it's fine. He's a busy guy. He's got stuff he needs to affect my life personally. So, but yeah.
Watch.
Yeah. I also watched a couple new trailers coming out to be excited about. If you haven't already seen the Fantastic Four, they showed what Galactus looks like.
Yeah.
I think it looks great. I think if you're a comic book person or know of Galactus, I wish it was a little bit brighter, but I'm not complaining. It's just a small thing, but he still looks great. He looks great.
Yeah, looks good.
So.
Ivan, you watched anything besides sports and you kids?
No, not really. But this is fucking gonna piss me off because this is another loss where I'm like, why does Daniel Palencia, when he struggled, he just walked another man. He throws 101, but can't control his emotions when it comes down to. The Cubs are reaching when it comes to their relief pitching. It's fucking pissing me off. This is another game. This is another game in a long list of games where they could have won, and you better hope it doesn't bite you in the ass, especially if the Cardinals are winning.
I'll tell you this. Here's another fun fact. This is the 8th blown save this season so far. 8. Yeah, this is 8th because last week it was 7, and we've been winning, and then we came into the White Sox, and then now since we blew this one, 8th blown save, literally. And I said it last week that it's ridiculous, and we go back and forth on this with pitching, and I don't know. Prezi should be the closer. Put him in the 8th one. Or I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Games, Steven. Imagine 8 more games, wins. They lock it down. They don't blow the lead late in the game. Come on, this team is. They have all the offense in the world. They can come back on fucking anybody, and they're still putzing around with who the closers are, with who's gonna lock it down. Stop fucking around, man. It's go time. I'm done seeing them blow fucking games where the offensive players put it all on the fucking line and bring it all the way back, and your fucking bullpen can't hold it down. Fuck you for thinking it's better than what we see it to be, because it's trash. Trash. Hiring senior citizens to close out games doesn't fucking work, Jed.
Yeah, I think honestly, every game matters at this point because the Cardinals are right on their ass. Right, they're probably going to be a game, behind us after this.
A game ahead.
And I think honestly, if we lose to the last end of the summer, like it always happens the last 2 years, we get close. We're thinking we're going to get in the wild card spot, right? We blow the lead against the Phillies. We blow the lead against the Braves 2 years ago. And then it killed the season for us, and there was no chance of us getting into the playoffs. So if that happens again this season, and let's say we make the wild card, I still say Jed's at fault 100%. Because you should have won the division, because we actually took everyone else on the West Coast. And now Big Z mentioned earlier, we have the easiest schedule, not to overlook everyone, but anything can happen to baseball. But you have a chance to win. And if we go back and we start losing before the All-Star break, you think we're going to trade for anyone? No, I don't think they're going to make any moves if we keep losing. And they're just going to run it, and they're going to run it, and then it's going to go straight to the ground.
Craig's going to play it cool because Craig's got to play it cool because, it's only May or whatever the fuck. But as Cubs fans, like Steven perfectly said, we've seen this shit. This has happened before. This isn't a different story, man. We've seen it play out before where you run out of time, you run out of wins, you run out of excuses, and then you sit there at the end of the year like, oh, we're gonna figure it out. Or like, to be honest, it's almost patronizing because it's like, they act like they already have it figured out. You don't have it figured out. You need to be more patient. Fuck out of here, man. That's some loser shit.
He has no time. He's on the end of his contract. So if they don't make the playoffs, they're not renewing his contract.
No, they should. Even if they they win the wild card, and I don't even want that. I don't want the wild card. I want the division win. I want that stupid blue flag on top of Wrigley Field. Okay, because we are a division leader. I don't want a wild card entry. I don't. We're too good, too talented on the offensive side to be a wild card team. I think that's dumb as hell if we end up a wild card team.
Right.
Well, it could be worse. You could be a White Sox fan and they could be losing 5-0.
I'll kill myself.
Play the song. Play the song. Play the song. Let's go. Cheer me up. Cheer me up.
White Sox. Go, go, White Sox. Let's go, 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 White Sox.
All right, I don't want to get flagged.
Yeah, that's it. But no, I'm optimistic. And it does suck because we came back from this game. But
I told you guys, the pitching in the middle and end relief is what's going to kill you. You got third base figured out. Well, happy for that. But that pitching situation, you got by it with the offense at the beginning of the season. You out hit it and out slugged everybody. But you have blown 8 saves, and that becomes a trend. You will lose the division that way. You have to have lockdown pitching if you want to get – I don't want a wild card like Steven said. If you want the division and beyond, you need to have the 7, 8, and 9 locked down. So I don't know what Jet needs to do, but he needs to go shopping and go get yourself a closer. An actual closer.
Yeah, I'm at this point, I'm willing to bet that we might have it. This isn't going to be the last time there's a blown save. I guarantee you it's not.
No.
I think we might have I want to say we might have 12 or maybe 15 in us this year.
The less, the better.
If they don't figure it out. If they don't
figure it out, that we were going to have at least 15 or 20 blown saves games this season. That's I don't want it, but that's what it's going to look like.
I'll say this: go after the A's closer. Go like if the A's don't, where are they? 4th in the West, right?
Yeah,
22-25.
Mason Miller.
Mason, if they keep muddling and go trade whatever you need to trade in prospects to go get Mason Miller, because the A's need that. Like the A's, they look a little better, but they still need help. Go after that dude. If that's the case, you need somebody to lock this shit down. Like Steven, I'm tired of the revolving door. I'm tired of not knowing who can you trust? Who can you really trust in that bullpen? You can't trust Merriweather anymore until he gets his shit right. You can't it's a crapshoot every time we get a lead. We have a lead late in the games, and it's not 4 runs. You're nervous.
Yeah. Again, it happens the same thing last year. You're always thinking 7, 8, 9. We could blow it. I felt good coming in after, seeing, this past week, losing with the Marlins again. It's like you should be beating these teams.
Yeah, that's 2 games you dropped to the Marlins.
Yeah.
In 10 days. So,
yep. And you already know who's on what team and who's batting what's coming up. It's not like it's a fresh new team that you haven't faced already.
Hey, the White Sox took 2 out of 3 from the Marlins, so you better take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins.
That's my point. I don't get it, but we could still take the series, but I need 2 more wins out of these next couple days.
At the end of the day, if you keep winning series, you'll be there. It's just I am worried about the back end pitching. That's a problem. Yeah, we have a comment here. Was just going to say it's not a lead unless we're up 5. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Who scored? Didn't somebody score like 8 runs on you guys? Okay. So.
Yeah, that's
you're talking about the who was it?
Is it the Giants? No.
The
Yes,
Giants?
it was the Giants.
The Giants in the 10th or the 11th. One of the either way.
Oh, they scored 9 runs in the 11th, right?
Yeah, right. Like I said, why is Daniel Palencia? We know what he can do. He's not a fucking closer, bro. He throws 101. Awesome. He's not a closer. He's not the guy you could trust to lock it down. He is a guy that you bring in maybe to go up against a righty or and lock it down for 1 or 2 guys, maybe. But to be the closer, I just, and especially after he gave up a hit and then walked another guy. There should have been somebody already warming up. He does like that's what Craig does, and I don't get it. I don't understand. Why don't you have guys ready to go in case you run into this issue? Why?
Yeah, I mean, have 2 guys going just warm them up. You're paying them to sit there.
Hey, that's the guy you're paying $40 million for, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I think his coaching, I think mostly was his staff members at this point. If he's not understanding what to do in those situations.
If the common fan like us can know that, hey, we don't really have a closer. All right, there should be 2 guys throwing in the 8th and the 9th, no matter what. Get a rotation of 4 guys. Just get them lathered up and get ready to go, just in case, because you never know. And again, when I coach for that day. I don't coach for tomorrow. I worried about tomorrow. I want to win today's game this way, that way. I just want a W at the end of the day. So I don't know what their mentality is. I know it's a long season. 162 is a long season. But if you have that mentality like, oh, it's just one game, that's going to snowball and bite you in the ass like it did last couple seasons.
And that motherfucker was sitting dead red. And what did Palencia do? Throw a fucking another fastball. He's like, what do you, like, come on, bro. You saw after the first fucking swing, he was sitting dead red. That guy was just waiting for fastball. No changeup, no off speed, nothing. Like,
And it was 2 outs. 2 outs.
2 outs, bro.
And we couldn't get it done. We couldn't get 1 more out.
That shit's gonna you cannot let that shit fester and that become a fucking trend, like you said, Jose. If it becomes a fucking trend, you're in trouble. And Jed, I swear, you mask all your fucking mistakes. It seems like all your tracks get swept up, but you can't sweep up this one because you're in your last fucking year and you said it's go time. They said it's go time. They expect to win something this year, right? They expect to be in some type of particular position to fucking excel in the playoffs. If you don't have a guy to lock it down, 2 guys, at least one on the back end and then another guy, you're gonna lose some games.
We lost your
We lost Ivan. I think he took his anger out on the computer.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up. It was a great episode. Thanks, Ivan, for jumping on. Let me take him down for a second. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. Thank you to our listeners and our subscribers for sticking with us and supporting us through 248 episodes. Thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media and True Chicago Sports Fans. Check us out on social media at TCSF Pod on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, IG, Spotify, everywhere at True Chicago Sports Fans. You can hit us up on an email if you got a recommendation for a movie, show, If you got something you want to argue about, hit us up, truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. All right, y'all. For Stevie B and Ivan, I am Big Z. We'll see you next time for episode 249. Jesus, we're going to hit 250
Yeah.
soon.
Wow.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I know.
Swish.
Until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.
Swish.